Okay, hi everybody. It's Thursday, the 8th of October. I've forgotten what day it is. It's actually manic at my end because I've got 3 viewings of the house starting in an hour's time. So I don't know me pass from the elbow, but pardon the phrase. Just to let you know that we were originally going to have Nikki Harvey and Kay Coles on the Hangout today. And I was building up to describing myself as the rose between 2 thorns. But unfortunately, Nikki isn't here. She's got technical issues. So I'll let you decide who's the rose and who's the thorns, but be gentle, please. So welcome, Kay. How are you?
Hi.
So what have you been doing since last time you were on?
Busy listing for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Busy listing all sorts of different things, learning about the new eBay returns procedures, dealing with a credit card chargeback situation. So quite busy. Yeah.
Just talk us through that credit card. I forgot about that, but that was quite an issue at the time, wasn't it?
It was actually, yeah. It's and I didn't win either. So yeah, a bit of a disappointment.
So what was involved in that?
It was somebody that bought something, signed for it, left positive feedback, and then a month later claimed through their credit card that it had been fraudulently used.
Right.
So yes, it's through PayPal, but it was the bank or the credit card company, the other end of it, that was sort of running the investigation, if you like.
Yeah.
And because the tracking information was from Amazon and it wasn't public information, they wouldn't accept the tracking information. Amazon either wouldn't or couldn't give me a copy, email or otherwise, of the actual signature. All they would tell me was that there was a signature and the name was correct. So I couldn't prove the signature. Amazon did give me a refund on the item, so all I lost was my profit. Yeah. But a few hours of my time and a little bit of stress in between.
I actually had something quite similar last week. I did put it on Thunder, but it was a guy had ordered something from me. I can't remember which day it was. Let's say it was last Thursday. And then on Friday morning, I got 2 more orders, completely different items from him again. And I mean, that's just so unusual to get 3 orders from the same person in 4 hours. When I'd already dispatched the first item, so that was already on its way. But when I looked at his profile, he had only joined DS on the DS. He'd only joined eBay on the 22nd of September. But in that time, had made a minimum of 28 purchases because he had 28 feedbacks, which means he probably made a lot more than that, because a lot of sellers give their feedback immediately upon receiving the order, but some don't. So there was a minimum of 28 orders. And I tried to contact this guy because the address that he'd given, when I researched it, it was a cash for clothes center. And I rang them to see if this guy existed, and they said no. So I said, well, that's odd, because I've got stuff arriving at your place. Can people off the street just walk in and collect something that's delivered to you? And they said no. So it became more and more of a mystery. And I tried to contact this guy, and I went through eBay to get his telephone number, like you can do. And I phoned him, and this guy answered the phone. It was somebody completely different. And this guy I was talking to was really pleasant, and he said, what shall I do? I says, well, I don't know. I says, because there could be 28, 30, 35 sellers who are all going to contact you at some point because of being concerned about this person's identification. So this guy took it on himself to contact eBay. eBay banned that buyer straight away. So I'm stuck with 2 items, which I thought I would play safe and have delivered to me, and then I would forward it on. And I was waiting and still waiting for the credit card that was used, the company, to claw the money back. But what I did was send the items back to Amazon, and I've got a refund. And at some point,
Yeah.
probably like you, the credit card will say we want our money back, and I'll be no worse off. But this guy, let's say, ordered 3 items from me in 24 hours. I mean, straight away the alarm bells were ringing. But I have to say, in defense of eBay, they were on the case very quickly. Their attitude when I actually spoke to them was that, and this was a few hours before they actually banned him, was to either contact the guy through eBay, which I duly did, or send the items via good tracking, which I was prepared to do because I had them now in my possession. So I was going to send them out by Hermes or Hermes, whatever you call themselves, and or refund him. So I thought, sod refunding him. He's the one that's made the purchase. It's up to him to contact me. So I sent him two messages, one for each item that he'd ordered on the Friday, asking for him to contact me to verify his address. To this day, nothing, which he won't, of course. He won't be able to. So the next stage, I would assume, is the credit card will claw the money back out of PayPal. But like you said, I'm no worse off. It was just the inconvenience at the time. So what's your plan?
It's just annoying that people try to buck the system that way, and people like us get caught up in it for through no fault of our own. There's no real, I mean, obviously you noticed it on this occasion, but for me, there was nothing unduly, suspicious about it. So it was, it's just one of those things.
I mean, a one-off purchase like you had, there's no reason to be suspicious.
No.
I was suspicious because there were 3 in 24 hours. So, and none of the items were connected. I mean, the first one was a GPS, the second one was a toolkit, the third one was an underwater camera. I don't think they're connected somehow, but somebody on Thunder will come up with a joke about that, no doubt, and link the 3 items. So there's a challenge. But yeah, so there was no link with the items. If they've been all photography or all motoring stuff or all tools, then maybe. But anyway, the items have gone back to Amazon. I've had my refund, and I'm just sitting waiting for PayPal to say that the money's been clawed back. But if that's the case, so be it.
And it could take 90 days as well.
Yeah. I mean, bearing in mind, this guy of mine, he started purchasing from the 22nd of September. And as I say, going by the number of positive feedbacks he had from sellers, and they were all sellers, he had 28, I think it was 28. Well, that's 28 items minimum that he's purchased in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
A bit like breaking and entering, really.
Yeah, just a bit. So if they all delivered, which it looks like they did, then this cash for clothes place is actually covered with these parcels that nobody's claiming. So I don't see the logic in it actually. But if it went to a house, then so be it. But
I would imagine that it's somebody that works there that's fencing it or covering for it.
Different, using a different name. But yeah, so that was that. So what are you doing? What's your plans building up to Christmas then with DS?
To ask everybody else what they're doing. Well, this is my first Christmas, so I'm quite scared because obviously I've heard that people saying, you need to turn your shop off and, things going out of stock and things like that. So I'm trying to list things that I think won't go out of stock, which is probably the most famous last word you're ever going to hear.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sort of watch it every day, my Christmas stuff, but I'm keeping my I've not swapped completely to Christmas stuff. I'm keeping all my normal stuff, my bread and butter stuff, keeping that going, and I'm hoping I won't actually have to turn that off, because I'm hoping they're the kinds of things that won't go out of stock over Christmas.
I think
but we're gonna.
Yeah, I think that's a wise move. I mean, last year was my first Christmas, and the advice at the time was not to sell toys and to stop selling on the 15th of December. And I have to say I ignored that advice, and I sold, well, no, I won't say that. I listed a lot of toys going up to and into December, and the inevitable happened. Items were out of stock. So I'm even finding now that I'm doing like you. Yes, I am listing a few Christmassy stuff, but a big bulk of my stuff is what I would sell throughout the year, or it's just general seasonal stuff. But I'm noticing that some of the Christmassy stuff is actually going out of stock already. So you need to be so careful. I personally will not be selling Christmas toys after the end of October.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's just a personal decision based on the mess I got into last year, and listening to other people as well. It's I think it's you risk getting bad defects and bad feedback and God knows what else. And all the good work you've done throughout the year could actually all fall to pieces in the space of 2 or 3 weeks, which I found. And it took me a little while to sort it out, and that's because I didn't follow the advice. At the time I thought, well, I don't understand why we have to shut at the middle of December. I do not understand why we have to stop selling toys. I understand now, and I won't be making that mistake again.
So will you stop selling toys and carry on with the bulk of your normal selling stuff?
Up to the 15th.
Will you share everything?
Up to the 15th of December, I will sell my normal stuff. So I'll stop doing toys at the end of October, and then November and December will be my normal stuff, which also could be gifts. People buy all sorts, don't they, for as Christmas presents. But from the 15th of December, we'll be shutting it down and reopen 31st of December, ready for New Year. And that was the advice last year on DSD, and that way you minimize the risk of getting your account into trouble. But to say, I thought that I didn't understand really, having not gone through this before, the impact it would have by actually carrying on and selling toys. But it's amazing, even now there are toys that I've got on my site, or had on my site, that when I've checked the prices and availability, they're not there now. Or stock is very, very low, so it's not worth risking having them on. So it's you do have to be careful, and say don't. Well, what I would say is learn from, not you as Kay, but others, to learn from my mistake. Because I just, well, I suppose putting it bluntly, thought I knew it, but I didn't. I didn't understand from a retail perspective the impact all this would have, and but it won't be happening from me again, that's for sure. So
I've not listed that many toys. I've done a few. I've not done loads, because I'm trying to think of more adult type gifts and things that are less likely to be flying out of the shops like it's going out of fashion.
Well, I'll give you an example.
I'm doing a shop on the 15th of December. What are we going to do?
Well, what you have to do is prepared, ready to go on the 31st. Although, if you're anything like us, we'll have enough things to think about in the lead up to Christmas anyway. So,
so does it get really busy again in January?
Early January it does. The quiet period based on this year, which was my first year, is February. That's the quiet period. We were still getting sales, but obviously not on the scale of October, November, December. But we were, but it was quieter. So you need to increase the number of listings ready for February to compensate for the less sales. So that's you just need to be prepared for that, because that's going to happen. But that appears to be the same throughout retail. That's why they have the January sales, isn't it? To try and pull people back into the shops. And DFS have a sale every month, you know. So, but yeah. So there's February is bad, or not as good, shall we say? And then March it starts to pick up again, and then it builds up throughout the year. But as long as you're prepared for that, you know. But we started February last year, so we couldn't compare.
I'm quite scared.
You what? Sorry.
I am quite scared.
Yeah.
Well, September was quite bad for me. October's been a lot better so far. So it's almost like I had a really, really good summer. So it went a little bit quiet in September. So I'm hoping that it is. I'm scared. I think when I say I'm scared it isn't going to pick up. Yeah. And I know, like, I spoke to Tom about it yesterday briefly, and he was like, "No, you'll be fine. It'll get busy." And I'm like, "Right, okay." Yeah,
it will. And so you just need to manage your items. You know, keep checking the prices. Yeah. I know it's a pain, but if you don't, you come unstuck.
Yeah.
But and I think if anybody has problems with an item suddenly going out of stock, contact your sponsor to see if they can find it from somewhere else to assist you, because sometimes you have to take a hit with regards to profit, or you say it's out of stock, in which case you'll get a defect. More than once this year, you know, I've taken a hit and lost money. Not mega amounts, but nevertheless, I was prepared to take the hit rather than risk a defect. When it first happened to me, I thought, oh my God, you know, I'm going to lose 20 quid and this, that, and the other. But then a week later, I'd had so many sales, I'd made up that 20 quid several times over. So, and that's the way to look at it. You make a loss today.
When you say that something out of stock, you automatically get a defect from eBay, do you?
Yes, which is why you have to use that defect statement in the file section, because that puts the onus back on the buyer to cancel. So if you send that and then go into the system and say the seller wishes to cancel, which they would do because it's out of stock, then you won't get a defect. So you always use that defect statement, because that has got me out of a hole several times, you know. But sometimes the item has gone up by 5-10 quid, and I think, okay, I'll take the hit this time.
Yeah, so I've done it.
And obviously you send the item, everybody's happy, and within a week, if that, you've made up that 10 quid. So, you know, it's a judgment call, but sometimes
taking the rough with the smooth at the end of the day.
Definitely, definitely. You know, but I'm still learning. So we joined the year last February, so we couldn't compare February for what February sales were like. I mean, we'd made 100 quid profit in February, and we thought, wow, this is good. But as only as we went through the year, the build up to Christmas, and then into January, February, realised that February is a bad month in comparison to other months. But just ride through it. Just list as many items as you can to increase your sales ready for February, you know, so that hopefully it's not going to have a big financial impact. But it all sorts itself out starting from March onwards. And I'll probably be proved wrong next February. Everybody will have a great month, you know. So, but yeah, so So are you away this Christmas, or are you at home?
No, not sure yet. Depends what my sales are like running up to Christmas. This is why I'm so desperate. I want to go away for Christmas. It's my birthday, Christmas Day, so I want to
So you're the special
go
one.
away. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Lie in the sun somewhere for the first time ever.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we plan to have Christmas here. Excuse
Oh,
me.
really?
Yeah, for the first time for a while, I know. But there is a but. If we get a suitable offer for the house and it's completed before Christmas, we'll have no hesitation in going to
right, yeah.
Portugal. But we will see how it pans out. But we're sort of preparing ourselves to be here for Christmas and then go afterwards. But if somebody wants the house and pays the right money and the legal stuff can be done quickly enough, then we'll happily go away, you know. But yeah, so that's we shall see. So I've been running around
Portugal, don't worry.
Yeah, I've been cleaning all day.
Have you?
Yes. Whilst the wife is swanning around doing nothing, I've been cleaning.
I think she's probably at work, isn't she?
A technical issue, but yes. But yeah, no, she's doing all the viewing. You know, I'm taking the dog for a walk out of the way. So
yeah, big dog you've got there.
Yeah, so we don't want to scare the people as they turn up. So she's getting rid of me because I'd scared them as well. So I just want to mention before we finish something that's been going on of late, and you've probably picked up on the vibes on DSD Thunder of the last 24, 48 hours. I've been subject to, what shall I say, criticism by a non-member of DSD Thunder. The criticism are unfounded, and unfortunately this person has blocked me, so I can't contact her to say that it's that what she's hearing is basically a pack of lies. Unfortunately, she is being fed information by somebody who is on DSD Thunder, and I do know who that person is. And I'm also concerned by the recent behavior of one or two people on DSD Thunder. And that is why I had serious concerns on whether to continue the group or not. However, I have to say the support that I got yesterday and today, having had a long chat yesterday with somebody who I respect, I decided that DSD Thunder needs to carry on. But there is no way that this type of behavior on DSD Thunder will be allowed. And the whole idea of DSD Thunder, and I've said it more than once, was that prior to the group being set up, there was a UK group that did nothing but bitch and moan and slag people off in the group. And I said that DSD Thunder would not be like that. And if ever it did, I would shut it down. And it has raised its head. Well, rest assured that if it raises its head again, those individuals will be bounced out of DSD Thunder, because I like this group. I like the people in it. I like helping people, and I know that many others in this group, Kay included, like helping people. And this group will not be turned into a bitching shop. It's just not going to happen. So if you're part of DSD Thunder, and so I apologize if this comes across a bit blunt, but if you're part of DSD Thunder and you do not like the group, then please leave. If you're part of DSD Thunder and you enjoy the group and you are prepared to help people as well as be helped, then you are more than welcome in this group. I don't pretend to be the all knowledge of all things, and definitely not. But I do know that the UK group, which is now disbanded, was an awful place to be a member of. And reading some of the comments yesterday that came through, it was clear that many of you enjoy being part of this group. And that is what Sandra and I set out to achieve. And long may that continue. But if you're not happy with this group, then I would suggest that you leave. And I mean that in a polite way. Equally, if you have issues with what's going on in DSD, then contact your sponsor, who in turn will contact their sponsor and try and get answers. Don't air your concerns or moans over the Facebook group. Yes, we all have issues. Yes, we all have problems. It's like the one that Kay mentioned and the one that I mentioned. We put them on DSD Thunder to make people aware. Sometimes I had an issue the other day about VAT receipts. I've never come across that before. No reason why I should. So I asked the question. But it's a question, not a moan. There is a subtle difference. Yeah. So I'm glad DSD Thunder continues. But if you're not happy, then there are other groups out there that you can join. And, you know, best of luck. But on a positive note, the DSD Thunder Freedom Fighters Hangout, which was going to be Monday just gone, has been rescheduled for the 4th of November. So put that in your diary. I think it's going to be 7 o'clock UK time. Kay's on it. Yeah, yes, you are.
Sorry.
And there's a few others that are going to be on it, and obviously the representatives from Freedom Fighters as well. To my knowledge, this is the first time there's been a two-group hangout, joint hangout. I don't know whether it's going to be a regular thing. If it is, I don't think it'll be that regular because we've all got our own things to do. But I think it'll be good fun. There's some good characters in Thunder. There's some very good characters within Freedom Fighters as well. So we will link up with them on the 4th of November, technology allowing, because they're using a different system to us. So I've only just mastered this one, so God knows what I'm going to be like for the next one. But that's something to look forward to. And again, on a positive note, I am still looking for people to come on the Thursday hangout. Kay, who was never going to be on it, has been on it twice now. And you don't look half as scared this time as you did last time.
Well, I heard on the grapevine that on the Freedom Fighters one on the 4th of November, you're going to be dressed up as Father Christmas. Is that true?
Well, if Father Christmas wears a long red dress, then yes, that's fine.
Woohoo!
Woo! Yes, not a pretty sight, I can assure you. I bet you if I wore that, the screen would go dead. That's for sure. But no. So we're looking for people to come on to DSD Thunder just to chat. It's you know, like Kay and I have been doing. It's not a question and answer. It's just a general chit chat about your experiences, how you got involved, whatever. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in DSD, whether you're an old timer that's been in since the beginning or whether you've been in 2 weeks. Your thoughts about DSD are invaluable and they're useful for other people to hear, rather than just me rattling on or Kay rattling on or any of the other more regular guests. It's good to hear different people from different walks of life and how it works for them. So I'm going to have to go because I've got to carry on with me cleaning. There's a mop behind me, and all I will say is, like I said before, I'm glad that DSD Thunder is continuing, and everybody is welcome. But if you're not happy, then do yourself a favour and leave, and find a group that you are happy with. Any last words from you, Kay?
No, that's it. I think that the group is great. Everybody gets to air what they want to find out. The flow of information is ordinarily pretty good. It's normally pretty positive, and we just need to keep it that way.
Okay, wise words. So have a good weekend. Have some great sales. Let us know through the Facebook group how your sales have gone over the weekend. I might be jealous, but let us know. It's always interesting to know when people are doing well, and it also spurs other people on that maybe have just started. So have a great weekend, and catch up with you soon.
Okay, take care.